Every single morning from here on out, so come hang with us, join us. We have your top stories, we have news updates, traffic updates, and of course weather's important. Tracking some rain out the door, a little bit of fog as well, Gina. Not as much rain as what we were dealing with for yesterday morning, so that's some positive news, but I think that fog could be impactful, especially if you're traveling through parts of Marshall, Jackson, and DeKalb County. Had some storms pop up earlier right along the state line between northeast Alabama and northwest Georgia. Those storms have fizzled, but we still have rain here. Of course, this is just after 7 o'clock. Tracking some showers pushing off from the southwest to the northeast. A little shower there in extreme northeast Limestone County, moving into Lincoln County. A couple showers just moved through the Scottsboro metro area, and this is where we had that strong storm earlier, but that is long since moved off to the north. Another day with a round of showers and storms coming in for the afternoon and evening. Some of these storms could be strong with that threat for gusty winds, hail, heavy rain, and lightning. Actually seeing some improving visibility towards Sand Mountain, down into parts of southern Marshall County. For Boaz, for example, some dense fog. Temps right now low to mid 60s. Wind today out of the south and west. We'll time out your storm chances for this afternoon. Coming up, Gina.
This is your 48 First Alert Road Report, sponsored by Bankston Motorhomes.
All right, a live look at the Huntsville Metro right now. We are looking good. Pretty quiet on the roads this morning. That slowed down on 565 eastbound there, kind of from County Line Road on, but it's not too bad right now. We did have a slow stretch on 65 northbound as it crosses the river there, but we're looking good there. Okay, in Decatur as well. Drive times right now, Decatur to Huntsville about 23 minutes, Athens to Huntsville about 28. Well, a Decatur City Councilman is accusing a police department employee of misconduct. Last night during a city work session, Councilman Billy Jackson claims he was informed that a Decatur police administrative officer impersonated an HR employee in order to question someone about the incoming police chief, Tory Mack. Jackson says the officer reached out to Fultondale Police Chief Marcel Walker to get his thoughts on Mack. Walker and Mack worked together when they were both with the Birmingham Police Department. Jackson tells us Walker had nothing bad to say, but says he's more upset the officer purposely misrepresented themselves.
This was a very egregious act on my part. They misrepresented their role. They misrepresented their task and what role they were playing in saying that they were part of the hiring team. So I'm bothered. I'm truly bothered by the fact that we would allow this to be a coachable moment. I don't see this as a coachable moment. I see this as a fireable moment.
Jackson saying last night that when he contacted the HR director, he was told the incident would be added to the officer's personnel file. He also tells us he was initially told by the HR director that, quote, the day-to-day operation of our city is not the business of the council. Now, Mayor Tab Bowling sent us a statement regarding these allegations that reads in part, our staff denies making the comments Billy suggested. Billy has established his own narratives for years. That accusation is denied by our officers, specifically the officer Billy is falsely accusing. Mayor Bowling also announcing earlier this morning that he plans to hold a news conference at 8:30 this morning to dispute the claims that Councilman Jackson made last night. Decatur city leaders are also planning to bring back public comments to meetings. The city temporarily stopped allowing residents to speak after a work session recently got very heated. During that meeting, people shared their frustrations regarding the arrest of John Scott Jr. After being arrested last month, he went into medical distress at the Morgan County Jail before dying a week later at a hospital. Council President Jacob Ladner made the decision to suspend public comments after someone swore at council members during the public comment period.
You know, people are passionate about wanting answers, and I want answers too. There are processes to find those things out, and I think we just have to trust those processes.
6 people were arrested after that meeting on charges ranging from trespassing to disorderly conduct. Ladner is expecting for there to be some sort of public comment portion during next week's meeting. Well, a local mom was close to being killed on Mother's Day in her own home. She was getting ready for bed when several bullets flew through her bedroom window. LaKendra Rice lives in the Bermuda Lake subdivision in Meridianville. When she heard her window shatter, she turned around and saw bullet holes in her TV, wall, and closet. One of those bullets even went through her husband's clothing. Deputies believe whoever fired off those shots was a few homes away. Rice tells us empty homes in the area have caused a lot of teens to stay and cause trouble in them. Neighbors are afraid their repeated calls to authorities over the past year have fallen on deaf ears.
It just continues to escalate. Like, we're raising our kids and our children can't even go outside to play because we don't want them shot. Unsettling to know that we're in a community and everything going on continues to escalate more and more because there's no consequences.
In October, a 15-year-old was shot in that same neighborhood. A spokesperson for the sheriff's office says deputies are investigating that incident. Later today, the truck driver accused of being responsible for the death of an Austin Peay football player will be in court. Authorities say John McAdams was driving drunk when he crashed into 22-year-old William Hardrick on I-65 last week. Hardrick was killed when his car flipped several times near Piney Chapel Road. McAdams is charged with murder, leaving the scene of an accident, and DUI. He's also accused of causing 7 other crashes that night. Those wrecks led to portions of the highway being shut down for hours. The family of Hardrick has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against McAdams and his company, Southpaw Transport. The family is seeking monetary damages, and they also want to see McAdams' driving records, personnel files, and training records. They also want to know if McAdams had been served alcohol, and if so, where. A full copy of that suit can be found on our website, WAFF.com. Well, it's been more than 8 months since the new Huntsville Transit Center opened. We speak to city leaders who talk about what future plans they have for public transportation.
You're watching 48 Fastcast.
The new Huntsville Transit Center opened up to riders some 8 months ago as demand for public transportation around the Rocket City continues to grow. Plans are already in the works to expand the number of routes. Now, Huntsville Transit Manager John Autry tells us next year they plan to add a new route that would serve areas around the airport and Greenbrier Parkway. Last fall, the center introduced the new Route 56 in South Huntsville. That transports riders along the Parkway, Hobbs Road, and Bailey Cove Road. Officials are now working to make plans to implement Sunday service as well.
It's planned for the next year, but waiting to see what that federal appropriation is going to be. When we're doing our planning and talking to citizens and riders of the transit system, Sunday service was the #1 expansion that they wanted to see. So we're eager to implement that.
Autry says there still are occasional challenges like trying to fill shifts. Transit officials say they are looking to hire more full-time and part-time bus drivers.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
Well, good morning, everyone. Areas of fog over portions of northeast Alabama. A few sprinkles to deal with, but later on this afternoon, more storms capable of gusty winds and hail, heavy rain and lightning. I know the storm that moved over my house yesterday probably picked up half an inch of rain in about a 10-minute span. So here's future radar. More cloud cover than sunshine today. Storms firing up into the late afternoon and evening hours. More hit and miss probably today versus what we saw yesterday. And it's that same center of low pressure to our north. There's that rotation around it. Look at all the rainfall through the mid-Atlantic, even up into the northeast. Temperatures today will warm into the low to mid 70s, tracking those storms firing up through the afternoon. A mainly dry day coming for your Wednesday, high of 81, 88, very warm, very humid for Thursday. And then now we're tracking more storm potential as we go into Friday evening and potentially through portions of this coming weekend too. Another weekend with rain and storm chances, and some of those storms, Gina, over the weekend may be strong. It's a little too early to tell, but something we're keeping a close eye on, obviously.
All right. Thank you, Eric, and thank you for watching our 48 Fastcast. We'll be here throughout the morning with more news, weather, and traffic, so keep it on here.